In this video I'm taking a look at this little LED light bar. So I'll show you a couple of images and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. Alright, so we're taking a look at this little LED light bar. So, real quickly, just so you can see, of course there's a glossy front surface where all the LEDs are. And on the back, you have a Type-C charging port, you have a microphone, a QR code. This is going to be very important. We'll discuss this in more detail. You have a power, a color mode, color bright, and mode speed. If you press the power, you have 3 bars. So if you hold it down for just a few seconds, 3 bars. If you hold it down longer, it'll turn on. When you turn it on, it automatically broadcasts via Bluetooth, so you can use an app to control it. So we'll take a look at that. And then additionally, you can use either one of these 2 buttons, and depending upon whether you long press them or slow press them, what type of different effects occur. It comes with a pretty nice length Type-C cable. A little weird white cable, black LED bar. I believe they have a silver. The white should have gone with the silver and the black cable should have went with the black. So that's a little bit weird, but it's not too big of a deal. You have these 4 little stickers you could put on it. You have this little stand that it slides into. It's not magnetic. It's just really thin plastic. So it's very narrow. The possibility of setting it on a desk, if you bump the desk, it's probably going to fall over because it is so narrow. But it's nice to have that option. You have this instructional information. It is in 2 languages. You've got mode speed, short press, selection mode, long press, 5-level speed option. The color bright key, short press is selection color, long press is 4-level brightness selection. Long press 2 keys simultaneously will learn and record the environmental noise spectrum. This part of the sound will be filtered during actual display. The microphone is extremely sensitive. Every little sound will cause it to illuminate and flash depending upon what pattern you have. So the long press 2 keys, that could filter out some background noise. Maybe a fan, for example, that's constant, so that you can get the effect from your voice or whatever music or what have you, as opposed to the fan, so it's not constantly triggered. So that's a pretty cool feature. Power key, long press, is the switch key. Short press displays the battery level, which we talked about a moment ago. You'll have 4 green bars, and those also illuminate during charging. Each one is 25%. When low power, red light flashes and it shuts down. Alright, that's not exactly what happened, but I'll tell you about that in a moment. Other than that, there's really no other information provided. Therein lies part of the problem. On the Amazon page, they mention an app. Here's the box that it comes in, by the way. It has a little QR code here as well. So, anyway, on the Amazon listing, they mention an app. I believe it's called DMX app, is all they say. That's not the app you want. You want one called Colorful Lights. If you go to the Play Store, download and install Colorful Lights, it doesn't work. That's because, well, different app with the same name is located using this QR code. There's nothing documented that I could see that says to use that QR code to download it. There's no directions on connecting the device. There's a lack of documentation and clear instruction. That's my point. That's not good. But you scan this QR code, you download and install some random app from some random website if you want to use this bar, which may put a lot of people off. And then once you do that, you basically have that right there. A big color wheel. You have a sort of a preset of colors below that and an intensity level that can be adjusted. You can also turn it off and on here. At the top, you can see this little power button there. And on the bottom it has adjust and mode. If we go to mode, that's probably where you're going to find the most fun, because you've got speed and sensitivity. So you can adjust the speed of the flash and the reaction. You can also adjust the sensitivity of the microphone. Other than that, you have one way closing, one way falling. You have all these different patterns and all of these different levels that you can choose from. To give you kind of a demonstration, I'm going to push and hold the button. So you can see the actual 4 bars illuminate initially, showed us our battery level. It kind of continued on past that. And you can see, this is probably my favorite pattern. I just kind of like the way this looks. So it has this little outward motion with a variety of all the different colors, and then these little red bars that kind of chase from the outside in. So it's actually pretty nice. Now, there's also no documentation about the charge time or the run time, but I did some testing, and basically I had 4 bars, so full charge. I ran it for, I'd say, approximately 8 hours, and during that time frame, almost continuously, there was some noise activating the bar. So depending upon, I guess, how bright the intensity level is and how active the light is, as far as like if there's constant noise, how long the battery's going to last. But you can potentially get at least around 8 hours. But I did notice that it shut itself off when there was 1 bar. It did not flash red as the instructions or documentation mentioned, so it did not shut off with a red light. It shut off with somewhere between 0 and 25% remaining. The bar stayed green. It went off. I turned it back on. It did come back on, and then I just didn't worry about it, because the good thing is, if it does happen to die, you can actually plug it up and it still works while charging. So you don't have to really worry. Very sensitive mic. So you don't have to worry. Recharge time, I think I was using I want to say 2.1 amp, just USB port, and the recharge time is somewhere in the neighborhood of 45 minutes to 1 hour, so not bad. Other than that, if you want to play around with like the buttons, they do have a nice click, and you can see a variety of different patterns. It really depends on what you want. And of course you can long press, and that's going to change different things as far as brightness and speed, as we talked about. The app is really what makes it the easiest. So you can see, you can scroll through this. And it's going to change different things on the device. And that's the connecting menu. So it says connected. So basically, there's a little Bluetooth icon right there. If you click on that, that's how you connect the device. So connect it through the app, don't connect it through the Bluetooth on the phone. And you can see the pattern right there. It's on 1 way. So I'm going to scroll over. I'm using closing and falling. You can see the colors have changed. And if I just do like that to some random pattern, whatever it stops on, that's what we're at. So right now it looks like it's green, white, yeah, green and white. Got the red bars closing, so it goes from the inside out. And like I said, there's just a huge number of different options, and you can scroll across and see, depending upon what you want, you can really customize it. Again, speed and sensitivity, you can customize it. So does it work? Well, yes, it does. Does it look cool? Yes, it does. Does it need a lot more documentation and work? Very, very much so. So the app should be on the Play Store, because some people can't or don't know how to install apps from external or outside sources. Number one. Number two, there's also security risks that people are going to be worried about, and permissions and everything. So that's something to consider. But overall, I think it is fun to play with. It looks really cool. Anyway, you can see that it's very easy to use. If I go ahead and press and hold the power button, you can see it goes off. And the battery indicator, we have 4 bars. Alright, that's it. If you want to find out more about this, there'll be a link below. Thanks for watching.